Hi, this is Jundo. Welcome to Tree Leaf. I get quite a bit of mail from folks who have an anxiety or panic disorder, maybe agoraphobia or some type of obsessive compulsive situation that they're living with. And they ask, what can their Zen practice bring to that? Well, the first thing I want to say, and what I'm about to say may also apply to people with depression too. The first thing I want to say is that there's nothing about Zen practice that means that you cannot and you should also go out and seek whatever other treatments and resources are available. There's nothing about Zen practice that means you shouldn't go see your doctor, take advantage of the latest treatments. There's a lot of great new treatments for these developed all the time in the last 10, 20 years. And Zen practice, Buddhism, can support that, go hand in hand. I think there was always the view that if you're doing Zen right, it's going to cure all your problems. Well, as I often say, Zen won't fix a flat tire. You got to go out and change the tire yourself. Zen won't cure the acne on your face. It won't put hair on your head if you're going bald. Won't cure your cancer. You have to change the tire if you have a flat tire. You have to go see the doctor and take your medicine if you have cancer. Same with obsessive compulsive situations or panic disorders. So go see your doctor. Find a good doctor. Always get a second opinion and then pursue that road too. But Zen practice can go hand in hand with that. And I don't see anything about Zen practice that would be harmful. As a matter of fact, it should go right to the heart of the issue of anxiety. Because what is anxious? Well, yourself is anxious. Your thoughts and emotions created right here are anxious. I often say that anxiety is being afraid of the boogeyman under the bed. You know it's a large part of your own creation. This nebulous, from nowhere feeling of anxiety. I'm sure it has real causes, perhaps going back deep in your childhood, deep in your life, that buried deep within your subconscious, that's for sure. But the fact of the matter is it's all thoughts and emotions. And as we sit Zazen and we learn to drop thoughts and emotions, we learn to drop the resistance of our self to the way the world is. We relax. Breathing practice is excellent for anxiety. If you cannot just sit, as we sit in just sitting, focused on everything and nothing, you're still filled with great anxiety, or you're out somewhere and there's great anxiety arising within you, panic, to focus on the breath. To just find the stillness within, to realize that it is just the self creating resistance to the rest of the world, dropping that thought of panic, dropping all resistance to how things are. It should lessen the symptoms. But there's another thing about our Buddhist practice. We sit with what is. If you have a flat tire, if you have a acne on your face, and you can do something about it, great. But let's pretend that you find that there's a spare tire in the back that's also flat. All your Zen practice will do is let you be present with what is. And then it loses its fire. Let me explain that. When you have something like depression, when you have something like an anxiety disorder, there's two things going on. There's the depression or anxiety disorder itself, and then you're self-punishing yourself because you don't want to be that way. You resist it. What a bad person I am. What a loser. What a failure. I'm having this depression. I'm having this panic attack. Well, what I often say is when we can sit even with that and just let it be, we just let things be, accepting that life is not always the way we want. We're just a person who is having a panic attack. It loses its fire, you see, because that additional level of resistance is removed. Let's say you're depressed. There's the part that's depressed, and there's the part that's punishing yourself for feeling depressed. Just put the panic or the depression on the palm of your hand and observe it as if you were just observing anything. A stone, a piece of wood, just something in your hand. There it is. The panic is just there, the depression is just there. Don't judge it. Don't resist it. Let it be too. We sit in Zazen and Shikantaza with whatever is. Put the panic in the palm of your hand. Let it be. You might find that the fires fade, maybe even completely fade away. But we sit with what is. One of the things about this practice is to be at one with what is. And if you are a person who is depressed, that's okay. You're perfectly, beautifully that person. You understand my point? No one in this life escapes without some flat tires, some acne, a touch of cancer, a bit of panic, a depression. Nobody. Me and nobody. I mean, I had depression when I was in my 20s for many years. Nobody escapes these things. But this is the wonderful roller coaster of life, you see. And we may not like to be a person who has these things, but just let them be. Just let them be. So, sit Zazen, try other treatments, and accept, embrace, be at one with it all. Now, shall we drop some thoughts and emotions, some fears and resistance right now?